stinking lousy dog.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! So today we're gonna fight Roman Goodwin. I said Rex Goodwin last time, I think, but I meant Roman. And his Trap Trick deck, which is fine, because fun enough, I actually have, I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah. I have a problem, I think. Like, this character is literally me right now playing any Auroradon deck. That's why I had to make it that character, because that just, I have a problem, okay? I have a massive problem. I have this obsession, this addiction, to make Auroradon slop decks. But this isn't your average Auroradon slop deck. I actually decided to put a little bit of effort into this one. I've been practicing it all night, and I'm very happy with that. Speaking of very happy, this is actually a pretty good hand. So he's gonna set up some traps, which is annoying, but we can lightning storm those traps, I think. Ooh, you got Recycler too. I think for deck thinning reasons, Undyne's better here. Yeah. I haven't decided if I want a lightning storm right away because I want to make sure I'm able to get the right amount of cards I need in my grave. Which I won't. So actually I can play lightning storm here pretty safely, I think. Yeah. So let's destroy all the trap cards. Which was MST and Chaos Trap. When a light or dark monster would be summoned. Interesting. Was I actually gonna summon anything like that? I guess the Hulk. Oh, yeah, the extra deck has been spoiled. I'm sorry. It won't make any sense to you, but I'll try to explain as I go along. So all we need right now is a tuner on the field. So that's what Cock-a-Doodle-Doo is for. We just needed to make sure we have tuners that can summon themselves from the hand. So we have Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. We also have the Tenny Spirit Adara, I think is her name, to do all that shit that we need. So we're gonna play, we can really play either of these, but I think for deck thinning reasons, I'm gonna go for Undyne here. So Undyne's gonna be able to send a water monster to the graveyard and all the Crystron cards. So this is basically a Crystron deck. We want to go for this one, I think. Yes. Yes, we want to go for this one. Do we? Or do we want to go for Tortoise? That's a good question. Or we can go for this guy. Go for Sulfnir here, but I have no way of foolishing anything else. Okay, I have to really think about this because this combo can be really, really tricky depending on how things go. I guess we can add him to hand, allowing him to send Smeagol to grave. Well, this doesn't matter really, but yeah, let's go for the purple one. Yep, add Gen X controller just for deck thinning reasons, and yeah, we're gonna do this just for deck thinning reasons. Banish you to then add Sulfnir. I'll try to explain as I can. This will come up later. So first, we're gonna go into our typical Auroradon stuff. All right, this is gonna seem like a very standard Auroradon combo, but up until we summon O-Line, things actually get a little different. So we want to summon Jet Synchron, right? Yeah, because we already have a Crystron card in our hand that we can use with Sulfnir. So we don't need to summon Citri to our hand, especially since we're not going to be able to summon her twice, which actually does become a bit of a problem. I want to be able to summon Citri twice in the same turn, but it's a little difficult because we don't have access to the Tortoise. That does become a bit of a problem. I might be able to do it though. Giant Trap Hole. Wow, you're a bitch. You are a bitch. You could act. Wait. He can activate that from the hand? What? Oh, because of you, huh? You can activate whole trap, normal traps from your hand. Of course you fucking can, because you're a cocksucker. You're a fucking cocksucker, you know that? Okay, so I have a new plan, sort of. We have Scrap Recycler for follow-up. That's fine, I guess. Damn, I really wanted to go first with this deck. Damn it. Ah, fuck. You know what? We're gonna redo it. because I want to go first. This guy's a bitch, so I'm gonna go first. He can't activate his fucking traps from his hand if I go first. So let's just not lose the, just don't lose the dice roll, Smile. Just don't, I better go first, come on. Yes, all right, we're good. Hopefully we get what we need here, which we kind of can almost every duel. Tortoise is good, Cock-a-doodle-dee-doo is excellent. Oh man, this is excellent. This is a great fucking hand, holy. Yeah, this hand's excellent. So we can go Cock, and then we're gonna go with Trisvern here. And then we're gonna add Sulfnir to our hand using his graveyard effect. So we're gonna, again, I'll try to explain as best as I can, but you know, this will look like a standard Auroradon combo, but you kind of saw the extra deck. We're gonna be able to go for some goofy stuff, but I'll try to sequence it in a way that makes sense for people. And kind of like how I kind of came up with this idea for this Auroradon slop deck. So, ooh. Yeah, we need to play Citry here, not Jet Synchron. That sounds a little odd, but we need Citry in our graveyard to do what we need to do. So no Jet Synchron, which is fine, because we'll be able to summon Citry twice this turn if we do it this way. So we're gonna go for Auroradon here. So fun enough, this is actually the deck where we want to actually like play against Trap Tricks anyways, because it's all spells and it's all traps basically, and we have spell and trap focused negations on this build. So typically here we would want to make Borlo Savage after summoning our O-Lion. So I want to activate that. Yes. Then we summon O-Lion. So this is where things get a little different. So first off, I'm going to activate the effect of Trisvern, or Tisvern, to then add Sulfnir to our hand, and then we're going to send Paraturtle here, or Paraturtle, using the effect of Sulfnir. So discard him, summon Sulfnir, and then we're going to destroy Sulfnir and summon Citry from the deck. So fun enough, we actually did not need to, I completely forgot we're just going to summon Citry from the deck. Christ, I am dumb. So we didn't fuck up the combo too badly. I'll explain what we fucked up. So I actually should have just still summoned Jet Synchron, because we're literally going to be able to get a Citry in our fucking hand regardless. So let me try to explain this combo. So typically, this is where we would make Borlo Savage, right? But not here, funnily enough. We could still make it and then still make it another level 5 Synchro, but we want to do this instead. So we're going to go into this card, Musashi, using Citry and the token. Basically, I wanted to revolve around Musashi and found a way to make him really, really work in this deck as a combo extender. And he is. So now we're going to be able to add Citry to our hand. Yeah, we have 2 copies of Citry, so it should have went with the Jet Synchron. We need a Citry in our hand so we can activate Paraturtle to then summon Citry. Funnily enough, we actually have full combo because of the Destrudo anyway, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, so then we're going to go into another level 5 Synchro. We're actually going to go into Chen Ba right now. You're probably thinking, what's the point of this? How is this like a going first setup? Again, watch the magic happen. The magic is real in this one. So I don't know if you guys noticed. Oh, so we're going to have to still summon our token, by the way. This is actually a pretty important part. Since we have the Destrudo, we're actually okay. The Destrudo is kind of our reason why we're able to do what we do anyways. So I don't know if you guys noticed. We have two level 5s. Not just 2 level 5s, 2 level 5 machine monsters. What does 2 level 5 machine monsters make? It makes Cyber Dragon Nova. So yeah, we're able to slap Cyber Dragon Infinity in this deck. And we want the Citry on the field because she has a quick effect on the main and battle phase on our opponent's turn, where we can use her to summon a Christian non-tuner from our graveyard, which will be Sulfnir, and we can go into a Dawn Dragster on our opponent's turn. Speaking of Dawn Dragster, we're going to make one right now. So we're going to go into 2 Dawn Dragsters, which means we can actually negate 6 spells and traps. 6. Also, we need to go into Infinity before I lock myself by accident. So yeah, we can make Cyber Dragon Infinity. We're going to be able to make 2 Dawn Dragsters, basically. And we can also make Samurai Destroyer, who's also, like, pretty helpful, because he can bring back machine monsters. Yeah, we're going to go into a Dawn Dragster here. And then we're going to use Citry's main phase opponent effect. I don't know how else to describe it. Basically, we'll be able to synchro summon on our opponent's main phase. So yeah, this is the board. And we have the lightning storm in case of emergency. In case we just get fucking wiped. Yeah, see, he already has to do this. So I'm gonna activate Sittree here. And then go into Sulfnir. And even if he has a thing to negate the activation, we have like literally 2 spell trap negates. So we're gonna go to, we could actually go into Samurai Destroyer instead as well. He's another alternative play we can make, but it's fine because we can just go Dawn Draxter instead. And then boom. But if we have 2 level 7s, so if we don't use any of our effects, we could actually go into what's his nuts, but we have 2 face downs right there that I'm not really too big of a fan of. So we can't do anything on our graveyard right now. It's pretty much full up here of stuff. So we didn't get to go into Smeagol. Smeagol would have been able to resummon one of these guys. Honestly, it probably should have been Chisvern, to be honest. So we're going to put our Dawn Draxters in attack position, and we're going to start going for the kill. So the Dawn Draxters are really nice because they do piercing damage. So I'm going to actually lower the attack of my Infinity here. To then send Musashi. So that Trap Trick's gonna die. And thankfully these Dawn Draxters do piercing, which is nice. So yeah, basically that's this whole deck. So this is a slightly different version of like our typical Aurora Dawn deck that we play. But I'd say this turns out really, really good. We're going to double Dawn Draxter and Infinity fairly consistently. Not double Dawn Draxter all the time, but like usually at least 1 Dawn Dragster and a Cyber Dragon Infinity, which to me is like really important. So, okay, the Undyne doesn't help us too much here. So I'm gonna go right for the battle phase here. And I should be able to negate all these spells and traps. Whatever, doesn't matter, they were nothing. Because I guess they were like other trap holds or whatever. So there we go, Trap Trick in like 12 minutes. So we might finish 5Ds today, and it's all going to be playing Aurora Onslaught. So we're going against Psychics, which means possible Psy-Frames. But we already faced Psy-Frames earlier in the series, so it shouldn't be that at all. Yeah, 100% of the time we want to go first. Okay, so we got the Sulfnir, but we don't got any other we don't have any other whatchamacallsums. That's fine. We do Jet Synchron, that's fine too. So we'll have ways of... Will we have a way of getting a... Yeah, we will have a way of getting a Crystron in our hand. So it's not a huge deal. So I'm actually going to special summon Cock. And summon Adara. There's a normal summon Adara. We can play the Jet Synchron in our hand, and we have the Lightning Storm to discard as well. So the reason why we want to be careful when using spells and traps is that Musashi has a effect where if we have a spell or trap in our graveyard, the monster we add to our hand can't be special summoned, so we have to usually be pretty darn careful with which one we play. So here we actually have to play the Sittree, I think. Right? Do we have to play Sittree here? Yeah, we do, because we need Sittree in our graveyard to add her to our hand. So unfortunately, no Jet Synchron here, which is unfortunate. Oh, I almost said online. So we want to go Sittree here. I'll explain this combo. So if we don't have any way for Sulfnir to do anything, so if we just control Sulfnir and no other Crystron, we can actually do this. So we want to make sure to have Sittree in our graveyard. Now, if you remember Musashi's effect, which was adding a machine back to our hand, that's actually kind of why we need a Sittree in our graveyard with the Sulfnir. Because we're able to add her back to the hand, and then we can just summon another Sittree from the deck, which is why I thought about playing just 2 of her. But it's fine. And that's why we want to be careful with using spells, because we want to be able to summon that Sittree. You can also play another tuner if you need to play a spell. So that's why the level 3 is in here, because you can summon the level 3 with Hulk instead, add him back to hand using Musashi, and then just use Sulfnir's effect to send him I'll explain. I'll explain. So we're gonna go into Musashi. This is the card I wanted to play in this deck. I wanted to find a way to make a deck work with Musashi because of his effect, and I found a way to make him a pure extender in this case, which is awesome. Which is awesome. And then we can add the Sentry back to our hand. So this could be any Crystron tuner. And honestly, I recommend summoning any other one but Sentry, just in case you have to activate a card like Foolish Burial and cards like that. But yeah, now Sulfnir's alive, so we can just discard any Crystron. And then Sulfnir blows himself up. To then summon, honestly, Smyger is probably what we want to summon at this point, because then Smyger can then summon Sentry from the deck. Right, because we want to just go into like machines here for the rest of the duel. Yeah, the rest of the duel we're gonna. Oh no, we can't. We actually have to summon Sentry here because we need her to go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. But we can also go Smyger if we want. But Smyger blows himself up. But we're locked into Synchros, which we don't want to be. As much as I like that spell trap effect, he does lock us into Synchros, which is not what we want. So we're gonna go this way. So we're gonna summon another Sentry. To then go into, we could go into Gondraxxer, but I'm gonna go into Chanbara. And then go into Infinity. If we were able to summon the Jet, so if we did the smart thing, right, and summon Jet Synchron from our deck, actually no, it wouldn't have worked anyways because we wouldn't have a Crystron in our grave to then add to our hand via Musashi. So funnily enough, we actually had to summon a Crystron tuner in that scenario. But this is still fine. I say Infinity should be kind of our priority, but I also want to go into a Gondraxxer a lot of the times, but that's just not really possible right now. I fucked up the combo a little bit, but it wasn't like too fucked up. I just lacked too many tools to go into it properly. Because you do need like a good amount of Crystrons in your hand. You need basically a good mix of Crystrons, and you want to have access to an Auroradon setup. So you want to commit to an Auroradon setup and then go into your Crystron cards as your second half of your combo. At least that's kind of how I like to play it. Well, I have to negate that. So send Nova. I think I can revive him actually with something. Alright, just Psychic Jumper, got rid of that. So we drew a Crystron, that's actually good for us. That's actually pretty good for us. We also can go into Jet Synchron if we want. But what I might do here send you. Destroy you. Activate your effect. Who do we want to summon? Do we want to summon another Sentry? Or do we want to summon a Smyger? Or even a Trisvane? So we didn't actually activate our normal summon yet. So we can search a Smyger using his effect. And still, because we haven't used our normal summon yet. No, because then we can't activate both effects anyways. So I think instead, we're just going to go Trisvane here, pop himself, to then go into Sentry. And then we'll have to like sit with that, I think. We can also go into Jet Synchron if we want. Yeah, and then we can attach a monster's material. we go. Now Cyber Dragon Infinity's back to 2700. Then we attack. All right, it was nothing. So with Citri now, we can actually make a Dawn Dragster on our opponent's turn. That's fine, but I'm gonna react with this. So our stuff's gonna get banished, but that's fine. Yeah, we can also go into Samurai Destroyer as well. You can target a machine in our grave and summon it. We have a negate, so I'm actually gonna go with Samurai Destroyer because I kind of want to start doing damage. You can E-tail, that's fine. So once again, we're gonna activate this effect. I'm gonna actually put Musashi in the graveyard because Samurai Destroyer can resummon him if he's destroyed. Another emergency teleport, you're a cheater, you're not allowed to have more than fucking one of those. Cool, good to know the AI fucking cheats. Psychic Nightmare isn't too spooky. That's fine. Ah, that's how he's gonna be able to get over Infinity. I was actually kind of hoping he would kill Destroyer, but... Okay, we have stuff we can do here. So yeah, we can Trisvane here if we want. We can go into Vermilion Dragon Mech, which I actually like that idea. As much as I like Samurai Destroyer. Oh wait, this has its effect negated during battle phase. Huh. I'm still gonna activate Trisvane's effect here to then go into a Smyger, I think. And then I'm gonna summon the Smyger. I think with Samurai Destroyer, I'm able to negate its effect. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna set the Lightning Storm here. This duel's taking a little longer than expected, but it's still going fine. We have the advantage. Alright, he's out of gas. This actually is a good card. So we can actually go Jet Synchron here. We can also go into Star Eater, that's not bad either. Yeah, we're going to you. Unfortunately, we can't go into what I want right now. But I will activate Smyger's effect to then get the trap. In case we need it, which we might. So that way we can resummon Smyger and then go into a Dawn Dragster on our opponent's turn, which is what I want to do anyways, so... It'll have to last another turn, but it's not a huge deal. We don't have any negates either. Actually, never mind, we just won. Never mind, we just won. Alright, cool. Cool. Alright, next is Sherry. The Noble Knights. Oh dear, I almost want to play my own Noble Knight deck, but nah. Eat this Auroradon slop. Eat it. So yeah, for the 1 gajillionth time, I made another Auroradon deck, but at least this time it's different. Alright, it's not Warlord Savage into Herald like I normally do, or it's not the X-Saber variant with like hand looping stuff. This is something different. This is something truly magical and only a genius can build. I'm not that smart, don't worry. It must be the oxygen in my room giving me all this extra smarts. Because I'm literally coming up with this combo at night, right in the middle of the night. Like, it's like nearly 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm literally going, oh my god, I can make Cyber Dragon Infinity with like these 2 level 5 synchros. It was fucking crazy. So we choose Impact, which is fine, I guess. We have a Christian on our hand, which is good, and we have our Cycler, which is perfect, so we can go Cock. Into Recycler here. So Scrap Recycler is really important. Him and Undyne are both able to basically send Sulfnir to the grave. All right, that's the important aspect. Yeah. Don't want a Hulk here. And then we want to... What after that? Who do we want to summon? Jet Synchron? I think so, right? How many times are we going to summon Citri? Once, right? Yeah. We're only going to summon her once. So it's actually better to go Jet Synchron here. I'll explain it as best I can. We won't be able to go into Cyber Dragon Infinity with this combo, so we'll just not go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. We're gonna go into something else. Also, how big is Gawain? 22? We could beat that. We could beat that, I think. That's the problem. We actually do have to beat over this thing, so I might go a different route then. I'm gonna need to at least kill him twice, I think. Yeah, I need to battle him 3 times, and I need to win all 3 of those times. So I think in order to do that... she is destroyed eventually, right? So we're gonna have to go into 2 monsters that can kill it. Yes. Ooh. Hmm. We can go into Samurai Destroyer instead if I want to. Yeah, we don't even need to go into Musashi, honestly. Musashi is not helpful. I mean, he could be helpful re-adding Scrap Recycler, which is what we want, I think. Or we can have Paristurtle help make a Samurai Destroyer. And then... Yeah, let's try this, because I need to go for a battle anyway, so we don't need to focus on the gates. We need to focus on damage right now. Yeah. So let's go for... Let's actually go for our Crystron effect right now. So let's go for Solfnir. Send Rion. Destroy Rion. Summon... Paristurtle, right? No, we still need to summon Citri. This is tricky. Paristurtle can get us our level 7 that we need. But Musashi can too. If we go Smeagol, we can go toward 8, which we don't have. If we go for this, we can go for 9, which we don't really have either right now. So I can just go Solfnir instead. And go for an 11. We can go for Star Eater. Right? I think we have to go down that route. So the problem is Paristurtle is not going to be able to do what we need him to do. Because even if we summon him from the deck, we don't have a Crystron card. What do I have in my grave? Wait a minute. So Citri was the better decision to make there. But we could still make a Dondraxor, I think. Yeah, this is complicated shit that we're playing here, by the way. Only real true pros get to play this shit. So I have no way of adding to my hand, so Paristurtle is actually a bad card to play here. Trisdane might be a better choice on the overall, but I don't run level 8 Synchros, but I do run a level 6, I think. And then Trisvane can add Citri, but then I have no way of getting Paristurtle. Smeagol can then be used for whatever. Alright, we're gonna have to go Paristurtle. I know this probably was a bad idea and I shouldn't have done it this way. Okay, so now I have to think. Do I go Paraturtle here? Yeah, but then we can't activate his second effect if we use his effect here. That's the problem. So I have to have access to another tuner, which I can. So we're gonna have to play our other tuner here. So let's go for Lightning Storm. And then go to a Meadowlands Metal Marcher. Which is why I run in the deck for this exact fucking scenario. Holy shit. I was thinking back in my head, am I ever gonna play this? But I thought about the one scenario where I needed to send Paraturtle. But then I have no way of still sending a thingamabob. But we can get Riona on our field, which is actually good too. So now we have all these fucking tuners. We can go into Vermilion Dragon Mech, which I like that idea. What can Musashi do here? Not really anything. Alright, not really a darn thing. Because you do tuners, right? Oh, well, you do actually. So we can go like... I don't have an 8 for this, do I? No, I don't. So I have to go into Musashi, but I can't activate his effect, which is fucking goofy. Yeah, hang on. I really need to think about this. Hang on a second. Okay, I figured it out. I figured out what we're going to do. So, we actually control a Synchro Tuner. Well, actually, we control 2 tuners and a non-tuner. But what we can do is we can go into the boss monster here using these 3, allowing Riona to actually be useful here. And that means we can still go into Musashi as well. So we can do this, bounce the Noble Knight card. He doesn't get destroyed, by the way. He gets banished, which, that's incredible. That's incredible. It's gone, just like that. And then we can go into Musashi, or we can go into Chanbara. We want to go into Musashi, actually. Because if we do, what machine do we add to our hand? Riona. And then, no, we can't activate. No, we can actually activate Turtle's effect here, but we don't have a level 6 Synchro, unfortunately. But this is 48 damage right here. But is it more? Not really. If we do it the other way. Problem is, we will have a level 6 opportunity, and I should have taken it. So we should run a Stars Charge Warrior just for the scenarios like this. I think I'm going to take the damage over the combo, so I'm not going to go for Musashi here. I'm actually going to go for Chanbara because I want to do the damage. Typically, you would want to do the Musashi because we could technically combo off of it, especially since we'll have a token on the field, but we don't have a level 6 Synchro in the deck, which is, in hindsight, a bad idea. I should be running Coral Dragon or should be running something else. I thought about Coral Dragon, and I've seen Coral Dragon in builds, but I just didn't think level 6 was a thing I would really need, but in this case I do. But we're actually using Chanbara for what he's actually intended for. Damage. Unfortunately, we're 400 off. I could have not really done anything with that. Because we can't even, like... I mean, we can activate Taurus's effect, funnily enough. But it's fine. Just gonna summon Madrot. Equip Queen to him. I forgot that he does that. Ah. But this is fine, because then we could just activate your effect to then just summon a banished card from our field. Which would probably be Jet Synchron. So any banished card, interesting. Is it a banished tuner, specifically? Oh, is this any banished monster? That's really generic. We can go into a level 7 here, so we can go into Samurai Destroyer, actually. Actually, we won. What am I doing? I don't even need to do that. Cool. Yeah, sorry that took so long to kind of figure out. I need to think. So we'll go into this real quick. Who do I want to get rid of? Honestly, I don't need a second card of this. It's not really been doing anything. So I'm gonna go for a level 6 synchro. Probably either... I'm thinking either Star's Charge Warrior for draw power, or I'm also thinking of, there's another good level 6 one. Yeah, Coral Dragon, and you can discard a card to destroy a card our opponent controls. So I think I'm gonna go for that. It does more damage, and we usually have some sort of cards in our hand. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go for Trudge next. Legendary 6 Samurai, alright. That's cool. Unfortunately, I have no way of, I wish Clockwork Knight was in the game. And I mean the Link Monster and the spell. That'd be really nice. Okay, so we have Undyne and Recycler. Unfortunately, we drew Controller, but we still have Recycler, and we have a Crystron card in our hand, which is perfect. Which means all we just do now is just set another card. Problem is we have to use our Crystron stuff right away, which not really too big of a fan of. But I think I'm gonna add Turtle here. Banish you to add Turtle to our hand. Yeah, Paris Turtle. And then I'm gonna activate the effect of Sifnir. And Paris Turtle. Going to him, pop him, going to yeah, I gotta go into Citry here so I can still go into Jet Synchron. Yeah. And then we're gonna go for Jet Synchron still. Just because we have cards we can discard, because unfortunately Undyne is a brick now, because the Jetix controller is in our hand. Which is, shit. So we'll go for Jet Synchron. And then we'll just go for a Auroradon Slop here. And then, do we go into Infinity? I think we can go into Infinity, but do we actually want to go into Infinity? Not really. We can go in, well, we can go into Infinity. But do I actually want to go into Infinity? Probably not. Here's what I will do. I'm gonna go into Musashi here. Yeah, activate Musashi to add Citry back to our hand. And then I'm gonna activate Paristurtle's effect. Summon Citry. And then we can actually... Ooh. We can Dawn Dragster using Jet Synchron. Yeah, because we want to use that to go into that. Okay. I'm going to Jet Synchron here. And then we're going to go into a Dawn Dragster. So we're just gonna go double Dawn Dragster here. No Infinity, but that's fine. But we can go double Dawn Dragster, and that's good enough, I think. And we still have the Musashi, who actually has like decent stats for his level. And then we can make another, that's fine, you can Smoke Signal. Oh, we can summon any machine, that's kind of cool. We're gonna go with Sulfnir. And then Shankro Shaman into a Dawn Dragster. Now the thing is, 6 Samurais don't really rely on their spells too much. So I'd rather not play that. Okay. Rejeki, yeah, I have to Dawn Dragster here. So Kageki's gonna be able to special summon level 4 lower 6 Sam, which is gonna be you, which is gonna be able to go into the Synchro monster. Who's then gonna be able to beat over all my stuff. I mean, I'm gonna lose 2 Dawn Dragsters here. It's fine. Scrap Recycler again, that's good. That's solid. Samurai Destroyer may be my way out of this. Yeah, we lost this. I'm gonna have to try again. Yeah, my combo wasn't that strong. I just didn't have enough Christian cards to keep everything afloat. That's kind of what happens with this deck. We run a lot of cards that send Christian cards, but we need to see as many as possible, basically. Which is why I might have to add more Christian cards, as horrible as that sounds. But we do need to see a mixture of Christian cards and cards that we can actually send to our graveyard. Unfortunately, it's another one of those hands where like we just drew too many Christians again and not enough special summons, which is why I added like 6 tuners in this deck that can just special summon themselves. Let me think real quick, because we have to. Well, we have to play Recycler because we have no way of summoning. Our thing. Yeah. Okay, so we got to go into Solfnir. Solfnir's gonna have to send Trisvern. Thisvern. Summon himself, pop himself, and then he has to go into a... He actually has to go into a Citry here. Yeah, we gotta go into Citry. But we got a Citry in the grave at least, but now we just used up all of our Christian stuff, basically. But we could possibly do this. Add Paracertal. And if we can go into a Jet Synchron, we'll be able to at least get Paracertal in the grave. To then, and then we'll be able to add, we'll be able to also add Citry back to our hand using the effect of the guy. You know, the dude. So I should have just stopped the spell, to be honest. I was thinking like, oh, that's not going to do anything, but I realized, oh, 6 Ams actually need spells as starter cards. So we have to summon Jet Synchron here. We have to. It is a fucking requirement. Because we need him to discard Paracertal. So that's actually why I'm still running Jet Synchron in the deck. Because we need him to literally send cards like Paracertal to our graveyard. So that way we can just literally go into stuff. Alright, situations like this where we just draw nothing but normal summons, we have to play stuff like this in order to do what we need to do. Unfortunately. We have to O-line here. And then go into Musashi. Musashi at Citry. And then Jet Synchron send Paracertal. Yep, add Citry back to our hand. Yep, activate your effect. So we can still get out a whatchamacallit. Possibly a Cyber Dragon Infinity. Discard Paracertal. So I might do that. I might just go for Cyber Dragon Infinity here. Double Dawn Dragster didn't seem to really work too well. So I might need to go into something stronger. So what I'm going to do here is I'm then going to go into Paracertal. resummon Citry. Go into what? Chinbara, I guess? Yeah, Chinbara. Go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. And then go into Quan. We should put him in attack to make him more enticing to kill. And then go into the Cyber Dragon combo. And then if our field gets wiped, we could still go into Lightning Storm, but like, we're kind of stuck if we do it like that. Yeah. So we still have a Spell and Trap negate. Unfortunately, we have no access to what we want, which is a Dawn Dragster, but like honestly, Dawn Dragster doesn't seem too useful against 6 Sams because they're kind of strong. Yeah, this will be fine. So we have one Spell and Trap negate, so I could... Ah, that screams bait though. It does. He could still literally have his starter card. And I want to be able to like beat out the 6 Sam card, because honestly, it's really not that strong. But I do want him to beat over to Quan anyways, so I guess it's fine. Yeah, go into that. Let me guess, still has Kageki? So he still, yeah, see, he still had Kageki anyways. Who can activate? Oh, that's right, you also hit, like, regular monster effects, right? So, send Musashi. I wish he didn't destroy, because then we could have done something with that, actually. So we actually have an interesting card we can play here. Still has, yeah, so we have like 2 different Kristrons we can play here. So we can go Smeagol into Samurai Destroyer. Right. Or we can go double tuning into you. That could be something we do. So with Sofnir, we can actually just straight up go for it, honestly, because then we can Smeagol, and those 2 can make that. Or we could just go straight up into Samurai Destroyer, or we can go into Vermilion Dragon Mech. But wait, we would have 2 tuners, so that wouldn't be possible. Well, it's not that it wouldn't be possible, it's just that we would then have to waste one of our Dawn Dragsters for it, I guess, which is fine, because Dragon Mech can just destroy whatever's on the field. I might do that, actually, so I might summon Smeagol here. Activate your effect, send Rion. Pop himself to summon Citry. Yeah. I want to be able to go into Vermilion Dragon Mech, I think. Banish a tuner from grave, target 1 field in the card and destroy it. Yeah, I can destroy that face down. Yeah, so let's just go for a Dawn Dragster here. And then just summon out Vermilion. And then banish a tuner, which will be Citry, I think. Yeah. So then pop dual wield. Oh. Well, that's terrible. That really wasn't a waste, because then we can just add Citry back to our hand if we want. Which is helpful for, on the occasion, that we might need to reactivate Smeagol's effect. Not Smeagol's effect, the other one. Sulfnir. Okay, so he's gonna be able to go into Goyle Guardian. That's not good for us. That's actually terrible for us. But we can suck it up. So I'll just take it. There we go. And then we just activate what? Speaker's effect? Nah, not really. We can send purple with this. Add really anything we want. Doesn't really matter. Just, yeah, add Paracertal. Why not? Activate Sulfnir's effect. Can we go into Jinbara, I think? No, we actually can't. Citry. Into nothing. Wow. So I actually am not running enough level 5s, it feels like. This is a really tight extra deck space. It's really, really tight. So I guess we'll set up Impact. We can set up for a Dawn Dragster or a Samurai Destroyer. Oh, but we're 100 damage off. Fuck. That stinks. It's fine. Don't need Impact. So we're gonna wait till main phase 1. Uh-huh. We're at Chain. Chaining 2. Then summon Sulfnir. Summon Samurai Destroyer. Alright, so we might be able to make this work. Then summon out Citry, I think. Alright, Paracertal is actually a good card to add here. We have a negate. I'm pretty confident we're just going to win here. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to activate the effect of Paracertal, summon Paracertal. Summon Dawn Dragster, probably. Yeah, and then we'll just summon Dawn Dragster. Using these 3 cards. Put them in attack because we're going to go for game here. We have the negate, so I'm not too worried about it. Yep. Oh wow, 100 exactly. Alright, Trudge, take that. We're only 2 duels away, so extra long episode just for you guys. It's because I really love playing this Crystron Auroradon deck. You guys are lucky I found a deck that really speaks to me. You're very lucky. I'll probably improve this deck over time. Wow. This would normally be an okay hand if the Jax controller was in my fucking hand. Holy shit. That's the problem when you play Gen X controller. It makes Undyne a brick. And you have 2 bricks, that's the problem. You run too many Garnets sometimes. I guess it's fine. So go for Hulk here. And then we have to summon, we have to add Sulfnir to our hand. And then we have to summon Citry. So we have to summon Citry here. And then we have to add Sulfnir to our hand. Where is he? There he is. And then we'll be able to make Musashi, add Citry to hand, play Sulfnir. We win first, so that's why the spell doesn't really like matter here. If we draw Foolish Burial, we can actually do quite a bit with that, but then we would just summon Ronin instead, or Rion, just to make sure Citry was able to be summoned on Sulfnir's effect. O-line go. Sashi. Add Citry. Unfortunately, no Jet Synchron to help with this. But it's not a big deal. If these tokens somehow survive, we can do stuff with that. Okay, so Sulfnir is going to go next. Destroy Sulfnir. And summon Citry. Alright, I'm back. So I had to I had to take some medicine because it happened a 4th time today. And this time it was really like nothing. So I'm like, oh well. I know I have to actually take medicine, so finally decided to take some stomach medicine. So, okay, what did I want to do here? Not Dawn Dragster, because I don't have any tuners to get rid of these. Honestly, our best bet might be to go Cyber Dragon Infinity. So I don't know what Yusei has, but I have to just go for Cyber Dragon Infinity. And hope that I draw a Crystron next turn or something stupid. Something really dumb I shouldn't rely on. Alright, how many Crystron cards do I have in my graveyard? Quite a bit, so the chances of me drawing another Crystron are not that high. But if he keeps a monster in the field, I can suck it up with Infinity here. The problem is this Undying Genex controller just killed this whole fucking strategy. It really did. I'm almost thinking about kicking it out because it's just the Garnet is so bad, dude. Like, it was just Rapper Cycle, it's not a Garnet. Right? It just stripped Foolish Burials, literally anything. Right? And I'd rather run like another special summon engine or something. Something crazy, like probably like a Junk Forward or something. Something that special summons itself when I control nothing. Okay, Goblinberg. I want to suck this monster up, but at the same time, though, if he does make a whatchamacalls instead. Okay, that's his turn. All right, that works. Okay, we do Cock-a-doodly-doo, which debatable if that's good because we don't really have anything for that. So, I'm just gonna normal summon Undyne. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna normal summon Undyne and call it a day. Alright, it was nothing. Do I want to keep Undyne on the field? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Usually he's gotta have some sort of like synchro strategy, right? Unless... Oh, Goblin Burker beats for synchros. Alright, we drew another Crystron, which is kind of nice. Yeah. So I'm actually gonna do something really weird here. don't you gonna summon the level 3 tuner? He's actually quite helpful for this particular scenario. Where is he? Rion, yeah. We want to summon Rion, actually, because then we can go into Vermilion Dragon Mech here. Banish a tuner from a graveyard and just destroy a card. What tuner do I want to banish? Just gets the extra Citry. Better to get rid of these face downs. Assault mode, huh? It has to be its face up attack position monster, okay. Well, I realized I could have just, oh, we can summon Gen X controller, why not? I was thinking, like, maybe I could have gone, I should have gone Coral Dragon, discarded Cock, and then go into Vermilion Dragon Mech and destroy another card. So I could have destroyed 2 cards if I was smart. But unfortunately, I am not smart, so. That's fine. Is this a win? Almost, damn. It's almost a win, though. Okay, so he's gonna go into 10 Goldfish and activate its effect. And I'm gonna have to stop that. Stop it, Al. Okay, phew. Alright, I think we're out of here. But first, I'm gonna get rid of that trap, just in case it's some bullshit. Just in case it is some bullshit. It was battle-tuned. Wow. Terrible. Absolutely awful. Alright, I think we're on our last guy, so yeah, Zone is our last guy. More Roared Onslaught, please. I love it too much. I love a Roared Onslaught, it's so tasty. Oh, I'm going first a lot, this is perfect. I just hope I'm able to draw the right hand. Please no more Undyne and Gen X controller. Okay, we actually got the Undyne, we also got this guy, we also got the Turtle. Jet Synchron's fine in our hand. So we're gonna do this. So we're gonna activate Undyne. To then send the Sulfnir. Okay. Do I want to play the Citry here? I sort of do. Yeah, so let's play the Citry here. Because we have the way of special summoning it again. While also getting out Jet Synchron, so. Here, let's summon Citry. Boom. Thankfully, Undyne plus any Crystron is like basically full combo, which is nice. Then we want to just go Jet Synchron, actually, because we want to be able to summon him later. And the Destrudo is going to be helpful later as well. Because we're going to make a Roarodon with him, just by himself. By himself, he'll make he'll make the thing for us that we need. The Destrudo is helpful. We have Tortoise, which is nice. So we'll go into Swordmaster Musashi. Add Citry back to our hand, then be able to resummon her using Tortoise, and then we can make a Dawn Dragster with just her. Yeah, Musashi. So we'll make a Dawn Dragster in Infinity. How's that sound? I think that sounds great. I think that sounds absolutely fucking perfect. Citry back to hand. Yep. And we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna activate. Yeah. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna then activate Tortoise, summon Citry, go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. Alright, we have an Omni Negate and a Spell Trap Negate. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good right now. And then we have our Destrudo as well. Alrighty then, and then we can end the episode because we'll finish off 5Ds after this. Yep, and then we just go to Strudo here. Then go into a Dawn Dragster. Now, if we draw into any Crystron next turn, we actually can continue playing next turn as well. But we have to draw a Crystron, but at the same time, though, we don't, because we have to, well, no, because Undyne actually is a brick now. That's the problem with running Undyne. You can only activate it once per duel, basically, because you have no way of getting the Gen X controller back in your deck. Sort of. We kind of have a way, I think. I think I am actually able to put some of my machines back. It's Vylons. No. I'm gonna let him equip the equip spell first. That was actually a bad idea. I should have used non-Dragster. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Holy shit. This guy got like the perfect hand for that. Alright, okay, so we got the turtle. That's actually really good. Even got the jet synchron here. Do you just cannot be target by traps or effect? By opponent's monster effects or trap effects? Doesn't mean it can't be destroyed, it just can't be targeted. Same way Destroyer negates effects, right? But it will still, like, be too low. This targets, so that's no good. This target, so I need to go into some, like, Star Eater or this guy. Which I might have to do here. Let's go into you. Probably because I have no way of getting a Crystron in my hand right now. Which means Tortoise doesn't do anything. We're pretty fucked here, actually. Now that I think about it. Yeah, this man just literally beat my entire strategy. Okay, so our next option then is going into... Has to be a non-tuner, though. Five. So we can go to like a 5. I can't do that. I don't have a 4 either. I have to I have to really think about this. This is fucking stupid, this situation I'm in. Ooh. Wait a minute, it's 5. No. this gets me into another 10. I don't want to go into a fucking 10. Okay, so let's try this. Yeah, here we go. This should work. Alright, this should work. Because we're not destroying him. Oh, come on. That's fine. We can beat him by battle. It's okay. It's on Violent Cube. Why not? Just send these. We can still beat him by battle, so it's okay. Oh, but then Violent Segment. Then that shit's just gonna happen. Alright, well, we can still go into a Dawn Draxor in our opponent's main phase. Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna resummon. I can actually resummon Dawn Draxor and go into a Vermilion Dragon Mech. I'd do that instead, to be honest. Yeah, let's do that. Resummon Dawn Draxter, and then go into a Vermilion Dragon Mech. And then just pop that monster. And then fun enough if we draw a Krishan monster here, which we did. Which means we can activate your effect. To then add probably anybody. Yeah. So we'll get Smiger. I may even summon Smiger here. Because I need to be able to do damage anyway, so let's banish the Gen X controller. So this is a 57. Probably gonna go to another Samurai Destroyer, to be honest. Or a Coral Dragon. Yeah, go for Phoenix. Go into Samurai Destroyer so we can go for the win here. Oh, but we already activate his effect. Okay. Right, we already activated your effect, so that means we have to go into a 6, I think. Yeah, pop him. Then just summon Rion. We'll just go into Coral Dragon or something. It won't be enough damage, unfortunately, but it'll have to do. Or not. Oh, that's right, we only get some machines. That's right, I forgot about that part. Yep, we need... I don't run a level 6 machine synchro. I don't think there is one. No, there's the Insector card. Insector, like, powered machine or whatever. So let's resummon Citri. Even though she doesn't do anything, because she has to summon from grave. I mean, we still won this regardless. Fine. Yeah, we still won this. It's okay. Vermilion Dragon mech to the fucking rescue. It is. Bam. There we go. Okay, so we just beat the entirety of 5Ds. So next will be Zexal and that. Then we still got Arc 5, which is a lot. And then we still have Brains, which is a lot again. So next will be Alito and the Spirit of the Boxer, which will be Battle of Boxer. So I will see you guys next time.